This is a Glock 19, and this is the same gun that Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, he says ain't no safety on this Glock. Absolutely, I agree. See, no safety on this Glock at all. No thumb safety. It just has built-in safeties in here, and it has trigger safeties. But there is no safety on this Glock. That is what he's referring to. So this gun goes off without fucking restriction. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Let's talk about it. So Gervonta Tank Davis just been released from prison, from jail, a few days ago, and we already know some of the biggest cheerleaders on YouTube is the Rise podcast. You know, they are super duper pro Gervonta Tank Davis. In the eyes of the Rise podcast, Tank can do no wrong. All right, now Tank always referring to the Glock pistol as he is a Glock. He refers to himself as a Glock, right? He has no safety on his Glock, meaning when a gun don't have no safety, it goes off. But really though, it does appear that Tank does have a safety on his Glock. He's a rare breed of a Glock because Glocks don't have real safeties as far as external safeties is concerned. But this would not be the situation with Tank. See, Tank has been running around saying he's no safety on his Glock. But the dudes that we wanted to see this dude fight over the years, he has never fought him. He hasn't stepped in the ring with him. Floyd hasn't tried to make the fights. Leonard Allen be up here making 1,001 excuses. I even heard Leonard say after he fought Mario Barrios that Tank ain't fighting back up there at 140 no more. And he even said something stupid where he said, what was it again? I'm not sure. I don't remember who he was talking about. I think it was Regis must have called him out, and something must have. And I think Leonard must have said, "Who is Regis? He's a nobody," or something like that. And I'm like, well, who the hell was Mario Barrios? And it's clear. I've been telling everybody about Tank, man, and I think Tank is a good fighter, man. But here's the thing, man. It's good for any of these dudes to look good. You know, we come down on Jaron Ennis, we come down on Terrence Crawford, we come down on a whole lot of other fighters, and we always talking about who they haven't fought and who their competition is lackluster, right? But if you're gonna be honest with yourself, man, you gotta say Tank Davis, his opposition has been lackluster. I mean, come on, man. Ryan Garcia, we all wanted to see that fight because we was under the impression that Ryan Garcia had a good chance in there to really stop Tank or hurt him. And he did, but he just didn't have the skill set to do it, to pull it off. But let's go back a few fights. We got Hector Garcia. Who wanted to see Hector Garcia? So was his Glock off? Was his Glock going off then when he was lining it up with Hector Garcia? I mean, come on, man. I mean, I'm not gonna argue the Isak Cruz fight because I mean Isak Cruz to me, he's dangerous, yo. He's a threat. I think he was like a black horse in the division. But since he kind of like ducked Shakur Stevenson, I can't really support Isak Cruz like that anymore. I was giving him his props, but you know, I didn't really like that move he made. But back to Tank, man. I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, Tank said he wanted to fight Devin, right? He said after Devin fight Kambosos, he wanted to fight him next. He said he also wanted to fight Shakur and Loma. Devin fought Kambosos twice. He was open, well, he had to fight Loma. Now, I can't really be mad at Tank for fighting Ryan because he knew that Devin was tied up with 3 dudes already, with 3 fights. So it's easy to say, hey, yeah, I want to fight Dev after he fight Kambosos. You can't fight Dev after you fight Kambosos because he's fighting the 3rd fight and you are not it, okay? You are not it. It was Lomachenko. You know he was contracted. He was tied up in the contract. So then after the Loma fight, now, you know, we passed Loma with Dev. Dev beat Loma. Now you got Tank. Tank team was saying this little slick stuff once. Now I noticed this. Now maybe it's just me. I could be wrong. It seemed like Calvin Ford and them started talking about, oh man, we want to, we looking at Dev and we gonna send contracts and all. It looked like they was doing that. The minute Devin didn't know if he wanted to stay at 135, and they got whiff of Devin going up to 140 to fight Regis Prograde. And then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Vocal Calvin Ford, right? And then Tank gets locked up. A couple of months back, gets locked up in what, June? Was it late June? Early June? He gets locked up. He gets out early. But when he's locked up, I saw a tweet from Tank. And he called them trash. And I'm assuming he was talking about Shakur. And I'm pretty sure he's talking about Devin too. And a lot of these other dudes at 135, right? I can't find the tweet. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. Now, he said that he was trash and Tank's out. The only thing Tank tweeted was a salute sign, meaning I'm out, I'm home. Where's all of the smoke? Where's all of the if your Glock is going off, ain't no safety in your Glock. You supposed to be shooting darts at Shakur, shooting darts at Dev. He was going at Devin more, so Shakur can get some of that, but he should have shot a few bullets at Dev. What's up with that? Where's all of the tweets at? Say, Dev, what's up? We ready now. I'm out, fresh out. We can make this happen in September. Whatever, right? It's July now. Dev is free. Tank free. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to probably say, yo, they want to fight Dev, but Dev got to come down and wait. Or it's going to be a catch weight. All that sucker shit that I don't like from Tank Davis, man. His fans don't hold him accountable for that shit. All right, so why should Devin keep on hurting his fucking body and draining himself just to appease these dudes? You know what I mean? Even Tank. I don't give a fuck if he is a cash cow or not. If you want to make that happen, you want legacy over over $1 for once, then you will go up to 140 and fight that man. Or let him get Regis, let him and Regis sort it out. See if he can grab that WBC off of Regis. Then go get him. Let's see if that's what it is. I'm not gonna give Tank. I'm not gonna say, oh well, Tank, he probably not saying nothing because he waiting for Regis and Dev to sort it out. He waiting to see if Dev get the belt up there. I don't want to hear that bullshit, because even if that's the case, you still could pop your shit now. And all of this, he was locked. He couldn't make the fight happen. Yo, you telling me Tank team couldn't negotiate on his behalf while he was locked up? Don't give me that bullshit. Yeah, he could have. He could have did that. Don't tell me he couldn't have did that, man. I don't want to hear he couldn't have did that. He could have made that happen, man. But I think they also realized that Dev was like, listen, I'm not fucking draining myself, bro. And they know that he ain't gonna do that shit. Or do they think, well, shit, he made sacrifices for Cambosis. He should be able to make one for us too. No, nigga. No more sacrifices now. He sacrificed to get in the spot that he's in. That's called paying dues, motherfuckers. Something Tank ain't really do. He don't know nothing about paying no dues. So Dev paid dues, took cuts and all of that stuff. So if Dev could take a cut, you telling me you can't bend to fight him at 140? Come on, man. It makes fucking sense. I don't want to hear none of that Glock talk coming from Tank no more, man, because he's been quiet as a church mouse. I don't want to hear nothing about he wanted to come out and enjoy his family. Cut it out. You act like this dude did a 20-year bid or something like that. He been in there for what? A little over a month and some change. And you making it seem like he just did a 20-year bid. Stop it, man. Now, granted, 30 days is like an eternity. That's a long fucking time, man. Even 2 days in there is a long fucking time. All right, so I understand. But, bro, he stayed talking that gangster shit, that Glock shit. They ain't got no power to keep me off him. All right, bro. I hear you. Dev don't got the power to keep him off you. Go get the belts. Or, in this case, he could have fought Tank earlier. Why didn't he fight Tank? Why did they fight Tank earlier? I mean, why didn't Tank line it up with Dev earlier? See, the excuse would be, oh, he had one belt. Okay, but he had a real belt. He done had that WBC for the fucking longest. And they could have been made that fight with Devin Haney. Tank could have been the WBC champ, maybe. Then he could have went after Kambosos and took the other belts if fate lined up right, and the same thing happened with T.O. and Kambosos, then Tank would have been up next. But you got these dudes protecting Tank. You got Floyd out here talking about Tank should fight T.O. Then you got Leonard Ellerby making all these excuses. He always been making excuses for Tank. Then you got dudes like the Rise Podcast making thumbnails like this, because that's where the thumbnail came from. They put that thumbnail out that you see right here. Pretty much calling Dev a coward, which is clearly not the truth, man. Now, I support Dev. I hold Dev. Dev. I'm Team Dev, but I still will call Dev out on his bullshit too. I'm anybody can get it, man. It's just what it is with me. But at the same time, I see it this way. I see Tank. He's merely a prize fighter. That's all Tank is a prize fighter. And he looks good against who? He's saying one thing, but then he's doing another. Yeah, he's explosive, got power and all of this stuff. But he's fighting Rollies and Hector Garcia's little dude, Hector Garcia, little Leo Santa Cruz, and he's fighting a mismatch in a Rolly Romero. Come on, man. I give him credit for the Ryan Garcia fight because Ryan was a lucrative fight. He was a legit threat. He had that equalizer, that power. Maybe he was but he wasn't even as highly as skilled as Tank is. But you're gonna look good against dudes like that. What about the real guys? What about somebody like a Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Lomachenko? These the guys that Tank said he won next anyway. So okay, start making them vocal moves. Where your team at? Why ain't nobody hollering at nobody? Or shit, even the Edwin De Los Santos. I would like to see that fight too. He's a tricky dude, real tricky, got punching power. That might be an issue for Tank. I see that as being a potential problematic fight for Tank, maybe. But there's nobody else. So now Tank, he blew that opportunity pretty much with Dev at 135 for all those belts. So Tank is pretty much going to be a 135er for pretty much his career, I think, man. Because he said he don't want to fight in his 30s. He's going to be done soon. So don't expect a welterweight Tank or a 140 Tank. Tank is staying where it's safe at 135. He's probably going to wait for Dev to drop the belts. And then he's going to fight somebody that's probably a less comp that's going to get his hand, that's going to get hit, that's going to end up fighting for those belts. And then that's how it's going to happen. He might end up fighting Shakur Stevenson if he said he wants to. So Dev seems a little far-fetched right now because Dev is moving up. Likely Tank won't go back to 140, which is bullshit because they have fought up there. So why would it be any different for fighting Dev if you fought at 140 against Barrios? I don't get that. All right, so the more likely realistic fight right now for Tank would be a Lomachenko or Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion. Tank will probably be a real champ once Dev relinquishes those belts and somebody else get their hands on them. And then somebody that's going to be in the mix, they going to get their hands on the belts, whoever that is. Then Shakur going to get one of the other belts. And then we'll see then if Tank is all talk when it comes to Shakur. If Shakur get his hands on the belts, then now Tank got a real chance of being a real champ at 135. And we'll see how this turns out. But for right now, I don't want to hear no more Glock talk. How it's no safety on this Glock. That means, bro, you got the smoke. Your gun is ready to go off on anybody. And you ain't did none of that yet, bro. You ain't impressing me, Tank, at all. So that's where I'm at. Let me know what y'all think. This Rebel Light Boxing. I'll catch y'all later on the next one. And I'm out.